The galaxy had been silent for 3,000 years. Not silent because it was at war, not silent because it had grown weak, but silent because the humans were gone. No signals came from Earth. No fleets traveled the stars. No colony sent messages. Every empire believed that humanity had vanished forever. Some said humans destroyed themselves in their own wars. Some said they simply gave up and retreated to a quiet planet. And a few whispered legends of lost fleets drifting in the outer void. But no one truly cared. On the Grand Galactic Council world, alien leaders gathered in shining halls made of crystal and metal. The Kaltorian speaker raised his arms and laughed loudly. 3,000 years of peace, he shouted, and not a single human has dared to appear. Their extinction is complete. Delegates from the Vulkar, the Vorn, the Trillari, and dozens of other species laughed along. They cheered, they clapped, they made jokes about humans. The loudest species in history, one said, now silent as dust. The holoscreen behind the speaker displayed old human warships, rusty and primitive. The audience roared with laughter, but in the back of the hall, an old historian named Rethan frowned. He had studied humanity for most of his life. He remembered the stories of human bravery, of their stubborn survival, of their cleverness in impossible situations. Humans did not vanish. They never vanished. He whispered to himself, "They are hiding, waiting, watching." No one heard him. Suddenly the hall trembled. The lights flickered. A low hum shook the crystal walls. At first, everyone thought it was part of a celebration program, fireworks, engine demonstrations, or stage effects. But then the tremor came again, stronger. The hall went silent. Sensors on the council floor beeped frantically. A young Velkar officer shouted, "Unknown energy surge detected. Something is approaching from outside the galaxy." All eyes turned to the massive window wall. Space had changed. Stars twisted, and a dark shape moved through the void. It was not a natural object. It was a ship dot, then another appeared. And another. Hundreds followed. The alien delegates could not believe what they saw. Ships, enormous and black with glowing lines, emerged in perfect formation. Their engines pulsed silently, bending light around them. Every ship was identical, and together they formed a massive fleet. The largest ship moved to the front. On its hull, a symbol glowed bright white. A circle with a single star inside it. The symbol of humanity, Rethan gasped. "Humans, they are back," he whispered. No one else spoke. The Kaltorian speaker's mouth opened, but no sound came. The laughter of the galaxy had vanished. All that remained was fear. Then a simple message appeared on every screen in the council hall. Clear, calm, and impossible to ignore. Earth speaks again. Prepare yourselves. The council froze. The humans had returned. Silent for 3,000 years, they had grown, evolved, and hidden. And now the galaxy would finally see the cost of underestimating humanity. Outside. The fleet hovered, perfectly aligned. Thousands of ships ready for whatever the humans had planned. Silent, patient, and infinitely powerful. The galaxy had laughed at their silence. And now, that laughter would die. The galaxy had laughed at Earth for 3,000 years. But that laughter ended the moment the first warning arrived. It started with a small, unassuming scout ship near the Velkar outer rim. A vessel unlike any recorded in galactic logs. Its hull was sleek, silver-black, glowing with strange energy. No alien sensors could identify its engines or shields. And when it moved, it seemed to bend space itself. A ripple forming around it as if reality obeyed its will. The Velkar fleet commander frowned at the readings. "This is impossible," he muttered. His subordinates stared at the screens, unable to respond. Because the ship did not send a message in signals or codes. It sent something deeper. something that felt alive, a presence that demanded attention. Suddenly, the ship transmitted. Not through normal channels, but across every frequency at once. Every language known to the galaxy translated it automatically, and the message was simple, clear, and terrifying. We are watching. Do you remember us? The alien fleets froze. No one had heard humanity's voice in 3,000 years, and now it spoke with calm authority. A quiet power that demanded respect. The message repeated across the galaxy, first to the council worlds, then to the militaries, then to distant trade sectors, and everywhere it arrived, panic spread. How could a species thought extinct, forgotten, and weak send a message like this without even showing their strength? In the Vorn Empire, Admiral Vorak ordered his fleet to full alert, but he could not hide the growing fear in his voice. "This is not a test," he said. "This is..." Then, reports started arriving from the outer systems. Scout ships spotted faint blurs in the void, ships too fast to track. Ships moving in perfect alignment, thousands of them. But none were aggressive yet. In the Galactic Council, alarms blared, delegates shouted at each other. No one knew how to respond. They had mocked Earth's silence. They had called humans extinct, and now humanity had returned to remind them of their mistake. The small scout ship did not attack. It drifted slowly, scanning, observing. Its presence alone was a threat, a demonstration of power, patience, and control, and when it disappeared, the fear it left behind lingered longer than any laser strike could have. Then a second message arrived, louder and more precise. "We do not fight yet, but your arrogance will cost you. Prepare yourselves." Every empire scrambled. Military experts argued. Some fleets tried to hunt the unknown vessel, but it vanished before they could approach. As if it had been everywhere and nowhere at once. Everywhere in the galaxy. Species realized the same truth. Humans had not disappeared. Humans had not weakened. Humans had not forgotten. They had been hiding, growing stronger, preparing silently for this very moment, and now, the first warning had arrived to show the galaxy that laughing at Earth's silence was the gravest mistake of all. The Vorn fleets, the Velkar patrols, the Trillari warships, none could ignore the threat. All the old legends, the myths, the stories about human courage and ingenuity began to resurface in every mind, and fear replaced laughter. Humanity was no longer a memory. Humanity was real. And humanity was about to return. The galaxy had spent centuries laughing at Earth's silence. Now that silence was over, the first signs came as shadows in deep space. Alien fleets patrolling the outer rim detected movement, ships too fast to track, hulls glowing with strange, silent energy, thousands of them appearing from sectors no one had explored in millennia. Reports flew across the galaxy like fire. Unknown fleet approaching. Coordinates unknown. Impossible energy signatures. In the council halls, fear replaced laughter. The Kaltorian speaker could not finish his speech. Admirals barked orders, fleets scrambled, and spies frantically tried to identify the newcomers. But every attempt failed. The human ships were everywhere and nowhere, moving as if they were one mind. Then the humans revealed themselves fully. Thousands of massive warships emerged from the void. Ships long thought destroyed or mythological, now real, perfectly aligned. Each one bristling with weapons and energy shields beyond comprehension. The humans moved with deadly grace, faster than light, yet perfectly coordinated. No empire had ever seen a fleet like this. And the galaxy understood immediately. Humans had not only survived, they had evolved. Prepared for a war the galaxy did not even know existed. A calm voice echoed through every channel. Translated instantly for all species. We are not angry. Yet. but your arrogance must end. The message caused panic. Alien commanders dropped their arms, traders abandoned routes, even pirates and rebels hid in fear. No one doubted the warning. These were humans, and they were stronger than anyone had ever imagined. The first strike came almost immediately. A single fleet of the Trillari Empire, arrogant and dismissive, advanced to block the human armada. The humans did not wait. Ships appeared within their formation before sensors could detect them. Weapons fired silently, invisible, deadly. In moments, the entire fleet vanished. No debris, no explosions, only empty space where their ships had been. News spread faster than light. Admiral Varak of the Vorn Empire watched his own fleet falter. Weapons jammed. Engines failed. Every tactic the galaxy had ever used to fight was useless against the humans. The historian Rethan whispered, "They were never weak. They have been waiting, watching, and laughing at our ignorance all along." The humans broadcast again. "You demanded war after centuries of peace. We waited. Now we decide the rules." Across the galaxy, fleets retreated, empires panicked, and the council hall descended into chaos. Humans did not attack indiscriminately. Their movements were precise. Each strike was deliberate, designed to show power without destroying everything. It was a warning, a lesson, and a display of absolute control. From the void, the armada expanded further, revealing thousands more ships. Each one perfectly aligned, engines glowing, weapons charged, and energy shields shimmering. The galaxy had never seen anything like it. Every empire realized a terrifying truth. Humanity had not only survived, they had mastered the stars. They had mastered war. And now they had returned to remind the galaxy what it had forgotten. For the first time in 3,000 years, the galaxy trembled. The humans were back, stronger, smarter, unstoppable, and their laughter, the quiet, invisible laughter of preparation, had finally turned into action. The human armada moved like shadows through the galaxy, silent, perfect, and unstoppable. Every empire had counted on humanity's absence for 3,000 years, but the missing centuries had only made humans stronger, sharper, more precise. In the Vorn Empire, Admiral Varak watched his fleet panic. Weapons fired, shields activated, fleets scrambled in every direction, but the humans did not attack recklessly. They moved with control, like predators stalking their prey, testing, observing, calculating every response, showing the galaxy exactly how small, weak, and unprepared they really were. Reports came from every corner of space. Small fleets tried to confront the humans. Entire systems tried to flee. And every time, the humans responded with precision strikes, erasing fleets without leaving wreckage, sending clear signals of their power, and leaving enough survivors to spread the warning further. In the Galactic Council halls, panic replaced arrogance. Leaders whispered to each other. Advisors argued and shouted, but no one had an answer, because nothing in the galaxy could predict the humans' next move. Meanwhile, Commander Atheron, the leader of the human fleets, surveyed the galaxy from his flagship Eclipse. Every ship was in position, every weapon charged, every fleet moving like one mind, and yet he did not order full attacks. This was a lesson, a display of restraint. Humans had waited centuries for this moment, and now the galaxy would learn humility. Across the galaxy, alien leaders tried to negotiate. They sent emissaries, diplomats, and messages, but the humans ignored most of them, responding only to those foolish enough to threaten peace. In the systems closest to the armada, entire fleets vanished before orders could reach them, leaving only fear and silence behind. The human message spread across every communication channel. You demanded war after 3,000 years of peace. We waited. Now we decide the rules. Do not test us. Every species understood it instantly. Humans were not attacking to conquer. They were attacking to remind the galaxy that underestimating them was deadly. For centuries, humans had studied, trained, and prepared, and now their preparation was complete. The largest fleets in the galaxy scrambled to defend themselves, but the humans had already anticipated every move, every tactic, every weakness, every flaw. Fleets that had once laughed at Earth's silence now hid in fear, sending desperate messages, begging for mercy, but mercy was not the point. The humans were teaching a lesson. Silence had never been weakness. Patience had never been passivity. And preparation over centuries could defeat empires. In every corner of the galaxy, people watched the skies change color as thousands of human ships aligned in perfect formations, their engines glowing bright blue, a warning no one could ignore. For the first time in 3,000 years, the galaxy trembled, not from war, not from chaos, but from the knowledge that humanity had returned stronger than any empire. And ready to show the cost of arrogance. The humans were not just a fleet. They were a lesson, a force, a promise. And the galaxy understood at last that mocking Earth's silence had been the gravest mistake it had ever made. The galaxy was silent. Not because peace had returned, but because every empire finally understood the truth. Humanity had waited. Humanity had prepared. Humanity had returned. The 2,000-ship armada stretched across light years, its engines glowing with impossible energy, its weapons charged and ready, its shields unbreakable, and its fleets moving as one. Like a single living organism, Admiral Vorak of the Vorn Empire stared at his screens, fingers trembling over controls. "Impossible," he whispered, his fleet scattered, disorganized and powerless. Every empire that had mocked humans now faced the same realization. They were no match. From the flagship Eclipse, Commander Atheron watched calmly. He had waited centuries for this moment. His fleets had grown, evolved, and mastered the stars while the galaxy slept. Now, the time had come to remind every species of one undeniable fact. Humanity is not weak. Atheron activated the communication network. The voice echoed across every planet, every fleet, every council. You demanded war after 3,000 years of peace. We waited. Now we decide the rules. Those who threaten the innocent will fall. Those who respect life may survive. The humans did not strike indiscriminately. They attacked only those who had plotted aggression, demonstrating precision, discipline, and unmatched strategy. Entire fleets vanished without a trace. Systems that had once mocked Earth trembled in fear. And yet, no human ship was lost. Across the galaxy, alien leaders pleaded for mercy. Some offered alliances, some surrendered, some simply hid. But the humans had already taught the lesson. No empire would again underestimate Earth. No species would ever mock humanity's silence. And no star would forget the cost of arrogance. The sky changed colors as the human fleets aligned around the heart of the galaxy. Blue-white engines glowed like rivers of light, thousands of ships creating patterns no one could replicate. The galaxy had never seen such power, such discipline, such intelligence united in one unstoppable force. And then the humans laughed. Not a cruel laugh. Not a loud, boisterous laugh. A quiet, knowing laugh that echoed across the void. The laughter of a species that had survived. A species that had prepared while empires played. A species that had returned stronger than any had imagined. The lesson was clear. Do not mock the silent. Do not underestimate the patient. Do not assume weakness where there is strategy and preparation. From the void, The human armada slowly withdrew, leaving the galaxy to tremble and reflect. Earth had returned not just with ships and weapons, but with the truth of its power and the certainty that it would never be ignored again. Humanity had waited 3,000 years. Humanity had planned every detail. And humanity had laughed last. The galaxy would remember this day forever. The day when the silent planet returned. The day when humans proved they were not only survivors, but the strongest force in the stars. The end.